And in this video I'll be showing you how to update your prices. You have two main places where prices need to be updated. The first one is on the prices page. So as this loads up here, you can see that I have it organized in a tabbed box system similar to the one on the home page, just to keep things organized. And then it's in a column layout. So if you go back in to your admin center here and you go to pages, click on that, scroll down prices. This is the URL that is going to be showing up for the prices page. If you change that, you're going to have to change it in your menu too so that it's updated. Okay, and here's the beginning of the tab boxes: thin, thick, photo, and watercolor. And you can see that that goes across here. Each one has an ID associated with it, starting at 0 and ending at 3. These associate with each, they're called tabs panels. So thin gallery wrap is in the panel labeled tab 0, and you're able to see each column. So DT pricing column, this is the first column of panel of tab 0. I know it sounds a little confusing, but as you get used to it, it should become more and more clear. Okay, so right here we're looking at the thin gallery wrap sizes. So if you go out here, that is the first column. If you scroll down, the next column, the next pricing column, is the wrap only. You really just need to look for the headers here because they associate with the column that they're on top of. So say you wanted to modify something in photo paper, you look and see that the ID for that is tabs 2, and you just scroll down until you find the panel that starts with tabs 2, and there's tabs 2. See, it starts with sizes for the first column and then goes into the print only and the rest of the options. If you want to modify something, you just change it and then you click update. If you want to add a new one, you just copy this and then paste it on in there, and that would add another one down below here, but it will only add one, so you'll have to make sure you go in and add the information at the bottom of each one that associates with it. So we'll get rid of that. Now make sure that you have it on HTML, because if you click on visual, sometimes the admin center will automatically modify the code, and it may not give the desired appearance that you want. The next place where prices need to be modified are when you place an order. So we'll look at the 14 by 18 photo paper for an example. Alright, these are the different elements or form elements that you'll be modifying. Some of them have prices attached to them, some do not, like in here. To change these, you go into your admin center, click on forms, and we are doing 14 by 18 photo paper prints. So we need to find the 14 by 18 photo paper form. There it is. I'm going to show you what each of these elements are in here. As you hover over them, it shows that it's selected. This first off, here's the title here. You won't need to modify this at all because it won't ever show up to the user. It's just connected to the product. So this HTML block here is just some code I placed in so that upload file feature will render on the form. You probably won't ever have to make any modifications to that, so ignore this block here. But underneath it is the options associated with the product, In photo paper you have the matte, satin, and gloss. This specific select box doesn't have any pricing associated with it. It's just options. So if you wanted to change the options, just go in here, and if you want to change the title up here, you would just change it right here underneath field label. So we'll close that. Then in mounting options, this is the first one that uses prices. So this is just the price of having it mounted and framed with a standard frame. And then this is mounted, matted, and framed, and that obviously includes the mount, mat, and framing costs. Again, there's the field label. So close that. Both of these automatically show up when the form loads. This one opens on a conditional logic basis. So if you go into advanced and you scroll down, it says enable conditional logic. It says show this field if any of the following match. So if in mounting options they choose mounted and framed or mounted, matted, and framed, then this will appear. So if it's not, then that won't be there. But if they choose any of these, it'll show the framing options. And as you can see, when they choose mounted, matted, and framed, it will also bring up the matting information. So back into forms here, you go to properties. You can see that I've added the additional markup for a premium frame on top of that. So if you want to make any of those changes, you just modify that here. If you are going to modify the name of any of these, you're going to need to let me know, because it detects, the form will detect what frame it needs to put on there based on the name of it. So if you change the name, it will no longer know which style frame to add to it. Okay, so outer matte color, this also shows up conditionally, like I showed you before with the frames as well as the add-ons. And the product name here, this is the base price. It's really the print only price, and I have this down here because it's automatically generating a markup on it based on a featured artist's price. So if there is a featured, if a featured artist product is currently sitting in here because you went to featured artist and submitted that form to get to this point, say Tom Hempel's image was here, then it would add the additional $50 or whatever you need to add to this $14. So you just modify that if you need to change the print only price. Okay, so that is how you make changes to your pricing. In the next video I'll be showing you how to add a new featured artist as well as their products and the price associated with each new artist you get.